I'm going to show you some cool things you can do using Excel and connecting directly to the results from your survey. So when you're on your survey, you can click over to the side that says responses, and it's going to show you your responses. And it does do a lot of this automatically for you, but I think it's a fun thing to see in Excel. You can get this data in another way and make some changes to your charts and things to make them look the way that you would like. So what we're going to do is click Open in Excel. And then down at the bottom, it will pop open and you'll be using the desktop version of Excel to make some changes. So we're going to click on Enable Editing to make sure that you can actually edit it. You can see it puts your information here, tells you how many people gave each response. And having simple responses is going to be really helpful just for what we're doing right now. So the first thing we're going to do is ask Excel to count each different response that you got so you can see how many. And again, because we have kind of a small number and kind of a small range, you could just count them on your own, but imagine if you had tons and tons of data on here, it would be much more efficient to do it the way that I'm going to show you. So the first thing you're going to do is take one of your questions and you're going to write the different options down the side here. So I'm going to leave a little space at the top. And so my options are blue, green, orange, and red. Right here I'm going to put responses. And below we're going to figure out how many people said blue, green, orange, and red. To do that, we're going to click on this box and we're going to add a formula here that will tell it to count just the blue responses. Every time you add a formula in Excel, it needs to start with an equal sign. And the formula we're going to use is called COUNTIF, COUNTIF. And you're going to tell it to count it if it's in a certain range and it meets a certain criteria. Now I put a parentheses and it tells me the first thing that I'm going to put is the range and the second thing will be the criteria. So my range starts with E2. You can see where it now highlighted it. And it goes through, so I'm putting a colon, E12. And now it's selected that entire area. Then it shows me I need a comma, and I'm going to put the response that I want it to count in quotes, and it has to be exactly correct, spelled the same. If it has capitals, it needs to be capitals. Put a parentheses at the end and enter. And it shows me that there are 4 people who responded blue, and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4 and see that it is correct. I'm going to do the same thing with my other responses. Count if, again, I want it to be E2 through E12. This time, I want it to count it if it says green. And this, I found a little glitch. This happened to me last time. For some reason, it doesn't seem to find green on here. Let's see. It doesn't want to count my greens, and I'm not sure why that happened. Hopefully that will not happen to you. I'm going to go through now and try my other ones and see if they work. Equal COUNTIF E2 through E12, and this time I want it to be orange. And it shows me 2, which is correct. Last one, equal COUNTIF E2 through E12, and this time, oops, E21. This time it should be red. And that is correct as well. So now the other cool thing I can do is if I hold down the Shift key, I can select this whole area and make a table out of it by going to Insert, and I can choose what type of a table I want. So I could, or a chart. I can choose a pie chart. It can recommend a chart for me. I could try a bar graph. So I'm going to start with a bar graph, and you can see it gives you different styles as well. And I'm going to pick one, click on it, and it shows me my ranges and the responses I got. And now I can change the title. So mine would make sense to call it Favorite Colors. And I can change, say, the styles and colors on here. So maybe I want them to show with little lines, and I want different colors, and I can decide what information, maybe I want it specifically labeled on here. I can also change the text up here. If I want it to look different, change the text color, and I can move it around. I could copy and paste this and put it on a Word document if I wanted to. So it's really easy to make charts in here. That's what you're going to be working on today. Have fun.